Hello, everybody. On this edition of Random Thoughts, I want to talk about Carly Russell. Not so much in the whole thing of her lying and people rooting for her, but it's I guess kind of about that, but not so much in that aspect of it, but the notion that we have to, for black people, it seems like more on the negative aspect of things and not the positive in the way of when something happens, if it's negative, then it reflects negatively on black people as a whole. Like there's always something, like we always have the worry about people getting out there and quote unquote embarrassing us or making us look bad or giving another reason for people to go, look, that's what they're doing. See, that's why you can't believe them. That's why you can't do whatever. Because as we all know, unless you're being disingenuous, black women, when black women go missing, they're rarely ever, you rarely ever hear about it, at least mainstream wide, especially the way this was. Um, I remember Dave Chappelle talking about two stories of, and this was years ago, he made a joke, but it was commentary within that back when he still kind of did that. Two young girls went missing, one black, one white, around the same time. The white girl story went, nationwide about how, these two hillbillies or whoever, they kidnapped her, held her, and like actually left her alone for a while, and she had to figure out how to, what she was going to do. Another young black girl was kidnapped, chewed through her restraints, made it back home, and got the guys arrested. And I don't remember, I barely remember that until he said something about it. It's like, oh yeah, that didn't really get much attention. And I remember even it's something Family Guy's made jokes about. Uh, in one of the little random bits, one of the anchors was talking about something, a little girl missing, and they said, well, she has a Latino sounding last name, so we're not going to, you know, they reference that black and brown girls don't get as much attention. And the fear that because Carly lied about everything that she did, which she could have just left. I don't know what's going on with her life or what happened. That she felt she had to do all of this and do it in a way that provoked attention to be brought onto it and for to draw resources to look for her because she made it seem like she was abducted instead of just leaving. She did it in a way that would draw a lot of attention. That now, if something happens again, and oh well, you remember what happened with this, or the same thing, the thing that we don't really get much when it's white women that are missing, and it's just the frustration that we already don't get the benefit of the doubt of so many things. We already don't get the attention. We already don't get the concern, the use of resources on things. And I think about Jesse Smollett and his lie, and people are still joking about that now and using that as well. They're lying about different things and this and that. I've seen multiple stories about people lying about BLM protesters doing stuff. I saw one where the wife of a sheriff claimed that they vandalized their house, and come to find out she's the one who did it. But yet that's not brought up when talking about false accusations or false. you know, our lighter skinned cousins are allowed the grace to mess up, to have things happen, and it be on, oh, that's just a case by case basis. How many times have we seen, how many times do we have to hear about police misconduct, police shooting somebody, police, there's something going on right now about they stopped this truck driver, and even when he was on the ground, he wasn't running, he was doing anything, they still sicked the dog on him, while they were surrounding him, while he was, he wasn't resisting. There was no reason for the dog to attack him. How many times do we have to keep seeing stuff like that and then they brush off, well, it's just an isolated incident? Like, we're seeing a whole lot of isolated incidents. But yet, when you say, okay, policing as a whole, that system, there's something wrong with it. We need to rework that all together. But, that's a step too far for people, for some people. We know who. But yeah, it's just I guess don't throw the baby out with the bathwater type of thing. It's like, yeah, she's messed up. It's like no one is denying that. Well, I'm not saying no one is denying that. I am seeing what's the word I want to say? Some considerable lack of smoke for her, and I don't know. Maybe that's just my own fault of being like, yeah, you need to catch these jokes because that's you did. And thinking about it now, I feel bad because I'm thinking about it in the moment now. And for me to say, yeah, you're going to catch these jokes, but then at the same time to be irritated because now she is leading credence to those people, to those things, and in a sense making it harder for women of color, black, especially black women, to get that type of attention. At the same time, while I'm saying, oh, it shouldn't have to be like that, and I wish it wasn't. But then again, you know, in a knock against my point, if I feel like that, then I shouldn't hold that against her. I shouldn't hold it against her for adding fuel to people who already didn't care. And I guess that's my own hang up that, yeah, I to laugh at her for doing something stupid and all this other stuff. But people who don't care about us, who didn't care about us, who didn't believe us and all this other stuff, regardless of if this was true or not, they still wouldn't care. They would still find some reason to discredit or not give attention to legit cases. So I guess it's something I have to deal with on my own that, you know, to not put the what ifs of those type of people on different issues. I guess we're all learning. So you can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or X as they call it now. That is so stupid. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter because X is stupid. Sounds like porn content. Anyway, Twitter and Instagram, Bold Expressions. That's BOD Expressions. You can find me, my longer form podcast, Bold Expressions, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, should be Amazon Music, wherever podcasts can be found. Appreciate you all for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. I love you.